Dusty, what do you think of Javier tonight and just what he's been able to do against this team 2 times now?
Well, he was very good tonight. He didn't start off. He started off a little rocky, and then he went to the stretch. When he was in the windup, he couldn't find his rhythm, and then he went to the stretch on his own. Then it was more compact and was getting the ball down because early in the game, he was wild high, and got out of some trouble, and then after that he settled down.
We'll go to Bill in the second row on your left.
Dusty, could you tell me? Could you talk about the great game Cristian Vasquez had behind the plate and with the bat?
Oh yeah, he had an outstanding game. He called a good game, great game. Threw out a baiter, key time in the game, and they were trying to get something going, and then he got a big 2 RBIs for us. And it's great to have 2 outstanding catchers, and he had a very good game for us tonight.
Ed is standing to your right, Dusty.
Hey, Dusty, are you surprised at how dominant you've been in this series and to be up 3-0?
Well, I don't know if dominant's the word. All of them are close, except tonight. So. I don't think about being dominant. I just think about scoring one more run than they score and winning the ball game. And they're always dangerous. The Yankees are always dangerous, especially here in New York. And so we got an opportunity to close it out and win tomorrow. So we're going to take every opportunity to try to do that.
Any questions for Dusty? We'll go back to Danielle.
What was your thinking for letting Brown face Rizzo?
Well, my thinking was, we don't have a lefty, and Brown's been pretty good against lefties, and the score was indicative that if he did do something, we were still ahead and had the lead, and we were really trying to stay away from Presley, and we've been riding Montero kind of hard, and that's why we let him face him. And so, also thinking about the fact that, you could possibly have 5 days in a row and then you could be upside down in a couple of days. So, sometimes you take a chance and sometimes it comes through.
Any questions for Dusty? We'll go to Ron up front.
How did you think Altuve looked? Was it a good sign going the other way on the
Yeah,
level?
it's a great sign. And, from talking to the great Tommy Davis, who was a close friend of mine and my hero, he'd always tell me, if you're having trouble, start to go back to the opposite field and then march your way back to the pull side. And so, that was a great sign for him to get a knock. And, when you get a hit, when you're 0 for something, any knock is great.
Questions for Dusty? I'll finish up with Daniel on your right.
Hey, Dusty, you guys have really specialized on capitalizing on other teams' mistakes that play out in center field. The very next at bat, you hit the homer. Just how much has capitalizing on mistakes been part of what you guys have been able to do?
Well, that's what the game's about. If you can, you can't always capitalize on it. You try to. It's a thought process, number one, and you think a walk or error or whatever it is, that's a break, and even though it may not be, you have to kind of fool yourself that is a break, and it's amazing whatever you think can happen usually does happen, and that was huge. That was a huge part of the ball game, especially because Cole was kind of knifing through us at that time, and he's a tough pitcher. He's one of the best in this game.
We'll finish up quickly.
Hi, Dusty. How are you?
Hey, all right.
How is McCullers feeling about pitching tomorrow night?
Well, he's feeling great. Last year at this time we didn't have McCullers in the World Series or after this, and he's just happy to be back, and we're happy to have him because we felt that it might have had a different outcome, had we had McCullers last year. So we're very happy to have him.
Dusty, thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Questions, Jen Loy will translate for us. Who's got the first question? We'll start with Danielle on your right, guys.
Christian, how would you compare the pitcher you are today to the guy over here, to the guy who made his debut back in 2020?
¿Cómo puedes comparar el pitcher que eres hoy comparado al pitcher que fuiste cuando debutaste en el 2020?
Bueno, bastante. Para mí he mejorado bastante, gracias a Papá Dios, ¿sabes? Gracias a Papá Dios, año tras año he venido madurando y he tenido mucho aprendizaje y gracias a Dios he venido mejorando día tras día.
Very different. I think every single year I have improved a lot, thanks to God, and I think I've matured a lot as well, and just getting better every single day.
Was there something in particular that you think really helped with that maturation process?
¿Hay algo en particular que tú piensas que te ha ayudado a madurar?
Sí, ¿sabes? Muchos consejos que me han dado los muchachos, ¿sabes? Me han ayudado mucho y creo que eso me ha ayudado bastante.
Yeah, I think a lot of advice that I've gotten from the guys, they've helped me a ton, and yeah, I think that's one of the reasons.
Second row on your left, Bill.
You and Cristian Vasquez worked so well tonight. Could you talk about the job Cristian did behind the plate and why did you guys click today?
Tú y Vasquez hicieron un tremendo trabajo juntos. ¿Puedes hablar sobre el trabajo que hizo Vasquez atrás de home y cómo ustedes pudieron hacer clic hoy?
Bueno, en realidad hicimos tremendo trabajo. Vasquez estaba llamando muy buenos picheos. ¿Sabes? Estábamos conectados. Siempre nos mantuvimos enfocados en lo que teníamos que hacer.
Yeah, Vasquez, I think, called a really good game today. He was calling really all the pitches, and you know, I felt that we were connected in that moment. And like I said, I think he called a really good game.
On the second row, Daniel.
Cristian, si recuerda el 25 de junio, tanto tú como Neri y Ryan Presley tiraron unos giris a los Yankees. ¿Te enfocaste en eso esta noche de nuevo y más en postemporada buscando el pase para la Serie Mundial?
No, ¿sabes? No me enfoqué en eso. Simplemente vine a tratar de mantenerme encima de ellos, atacándolo encima de la zona y tratar de que ellos no hagan el daño menos posible.
Cristian, ¿qué tan importante es la comunicación con Cristian Vázquez y Maldonado para el buen resultado de tus picheos?
Bueno, para mí eso es algo es sumamente importante, ¿sabes? Porque eso te ayuda y, ¿sabes? Te da la confianza y eso, ¿sabes? Mantenemos comunicados, ¿sabes? Siempre no tenemos miedo de acercarnos a ellos, hacerle preguntas y de hablar sobre los picheos y esas cosas.
Question was, how important is Christian's and Maldonado's communication for Javier? Javier said it is really important. Obviously, communicating with them gives me the confidence to throw a lot of my pitches.
We'll go to Ron in the first row.
Going back to your game in June and today, and really all of the Astros games against New York this season, you've been very successful. What are the keys that you're doing so well?
Hablando del juego en junio contra ellos aquí, todos los juegos de los Astros contra los Yankees, hemos tenido mucho éxito. ¿Cuáles son algunas de las claves para tener tanto éxito contra los Yankees?
Bueno, la clave de nosotros siempre mantenernos enfocados, lanzarle try, ¿sabes? Eso es lo que yo creo que nos ha ayudado bastante y no ha tenido aquí donde estamos hoy en día, gracias a Dios.
Yeah, I think the biggest key for us is just staying focused and just throwing a lot of strikes. I think that's what's helped in the past and what has us here right now.
And after the home run, did that help you relax out there?
Después del jonrón te ayudó a relajarte un poco.
Oh, sí, claro, ¿sabes? Ese jonrón nos ayudó bastante al equipo. ¿Sabes? Ya lo que tratamos de hacer fue de mantener el juego ahí lo más que podamos.
Yeah, definitely that home run helped us a lot, and I think what we just tried doing at that moment, just try to keep the game where it was at.
Fourth row on your right.
Christian, congratulations on the game today. So, what's going on through your mind? You're a game away from the World Series. Is your heart racing? Are you just ready for it tomorrow to be over so you can focus on the World Series?
Estamos a la posibilidad de un juego de llegar a la Serie Mundial. ¿Qué tú estás pensando ahora? ¿Te sientes calmado? ¿Tu corazón está corriendo? ¿Qué piensas?
Muchísimas gracias. Bueno, el enfoque de nosotros venir mañana igual que hoy, ¿sabes? Como que tenemos que ganar, como que si fuéramos nosotros que estamos 3-0, después que ganemos, si Dios quiere y lo permite, entonces ahí nos enfocamos para el juego de la Serie Mundial.
Yeah, our focus for tomorrow is just to come here and just play to win. We're going to come in and play as if we're down 3-0. And, you know, if we win the game tomorrow, hopefully we do, thanks to God, then we'll talk about the World Series.
Take a couple last ones, Daniel in the second row, and then Danielle.
Cristian, el pasado tú actuabas como relevista con los Astros de Houston. Ahora como abridor en postemporada, ¿qué tan contento te sientes al tú ganarte lo que es ese derecho con el trabajo que has hecho con la organización?
Sí, sabes, en realidad me siento muy orgulloso, muy contento por esa gran oportunidad que el equipo me dio la oportunidad de poder abrir y gracias a papá Dios estoy haciendo el trabajo. ¿Sabes? Eso como relevista, yo entiendo que eso fue parte del proceso. ¿Sabes? Es un proceso que uno tiene que pasar y gracias a papá Dios llega la oportunidad.
Question was that Javier came up as a reliever with the Astros, now as a starter. How does he feel about being able to start now? Javier says, I feel very proud of what I've been able to do here and also for the team to have given me this opportunity. I know being a reliever sometimes is just part of the process, but I feel very proud and very happy to be where I'm at.
Take one or two more. Danielle on your right, guys.
Going back to what you said earlier about getting some advice from the guys, is there one piece of advice in particular or a few people who have been particularly helpful to you?
Regresando a lo que dijiste anteriormente de que los muchachos te dieron consejo, ¿hay un consejo específico que alguien te dio o una persona que te ha dado mucho consejo que te ha ayudado?
¿Sabes? Ellos nos han ayudado bastante en lo que es sobre la mecánica, ¿sabes? Cómo tratar de uno mantenerse más en línea para mantenerse atacando la zona y muchas cosas más.
Yeah, they've given me a lot of advice, things talking about like mechanics and just how to stay close and stay in line to the plate just to throw more strikes.
Finish up in the third row on your right.
Sabemos que es un equipo, Cristian, los Astros de Houston, pero ¿qué tan importante y qué comunicación tú tuviste con Framber Valdez luego de ganarle el segundo partido a los Yankees? ¿Te sirvió, te opinó o consultaron algo?
Sí, sabe, fue algo muy importante. Durante el bolo de ayer veníamos hablando sobre el juego y creo que eso me ayudó bastante porque nos mantuvimos hablando de la calidad de los picheos y algunos bateadores, qué tipo de habilidad él vio en ellos, ¿sabe? Y la pusimos en práctica y gracias a Dios tuvimos éxito.
Question was, we know the Astros are a really good team, but did you talk to Fran about that after the second game? Did he give you any advice for today's game? Javier said, yeah, we came the whole flight yesterday talking about it, just things that he saw in the hitters and different things like that, and thankfully we were able to get good results today.
Cristian, congratulations. Generally, thank you. Appreciate it, guys.